Gooner Pokemon isn't a new story. They've existed since the first generation, and today I'm going to tell you where they all come from, and the list is a lot longer than you'd think. So let's get started on our home turf with Pokemon that have human proportions. I know it's hard to design over 1000 Pokemon, but you've gotta admit, these Pokemon are a little bit too human, if you know what I mean. Here are some comparisons to help you see the vision. Now, we've got Spy, Athlete, Wrestler, and Opera Singer. Some Pokemon designs start from a human base and just anthropomorphize to make it arguably an animal, but at the end of the day, this group is clearly human. We're only going down from here, folks, so this is the last stop before I can't defend you anymore. Now, let's focus in. Lopunny, Mewtwo, and Meowscarada have something in common. Good, it's their horizontal length, which is problematic because it's suggestive. When people pose in certain ways, they're attracting attention due to how well certain poses work for showing your extremities, which we can see with these guys. The Playboy pose, the mermaid, the typical anime girl pleat, and the I'm about to get my ass beat. It's only worse when we account for their hips, which doesn't make a lot of sense in nature, which, fun fact, if everyone here followed a similar trend to certain groups of animals, then you would assume this is a sausage fest, as guys in nature are prettier or have more disproportionate bodies just to attract females. So maybe femboys are what peak masculinity looks like in another lifetime. But Gooner Pokemon doesn't stop at just bodies. We should also cover cultures, since fetishes also attach to concepts. We've got the Asians, the skaters, the goths and emos, the mythical beings, the fashionistas, the manly men, the rugged darlings, and the polished players. That covers Pokemon that have very human puzzle pieces, so let's water down the Gooner justification with volume with no voice. Now, before you call me a freaky boy for showing you birds and fish, what do these four have in common? Yep, it's all in their eyes. Eyes have a way of communicating so much without saying anything, to the point where we are developing pattern recognition for horror eyes, although it may need some adjusting. Based off this energy, the gang may be down to Netflix and chill, but I wanna Hulu and break up the tension because I don't have great memories with these rough types. There's also gentle eyes for innocence chasers who want to live the my wife montage, but without the part of them dying at the end of it. Also aggressive eyes if you see a brick wall as a challenge to overcome, and confident eyes for those times you need someone to tell the waiter that they got your order wrong. As we stray away from the last part of the body, we now look at the implication. Before we point fingers of blame, let's put on our kindness hats and remember that it's okay to look different. Diglett, my beloved, have you heard the saying about short grass making a tree look taller? I see a little bit of you in that story. These guys are just mouths, and if we as a society have gotten so creative that a fussy is enough of a meme to reach normal people, then I wouldn't be surprised what that mouth do. And I don't understand why they're here, so honorary mention. It could be a case where they were a suggestion born from memes like Licky Tongue from that one bad angle, or Miltank's whole situation with Fusion, and this. Last in this category is for all my lycanthrope or Team Jacob people in the audience. Here's two wolves for you who don't have a problematic Gooner power. Have you ever heard a joke where if you ask someone what powers they want and they say the sleeper phrase, then maybe you should reconsider how you view this person? The first wrong answer is mind control. Hypno, who is a take on the hypnotism genre for Gooners, where what if, and stay with me now, what if I had a partner and they did what I said? I know, it's a crazy concept, but this skill still needs practice for its use. Malamar is worse, they don't need a coin, and you remembering the situation flies out the window. Next is time control, where we are blessed that Dialga doesn't care enough to do anything Gooner related, but we don't really know what Dialga does, I guess. He just sits there, kinda therapeutic watching him. And last is invisibility, which Mew, Ghastly, and Ditto have, but in theory they're closer to killing us than grouping us? Maybe? Katsushika Hokusai's The Dream of a Fisherman's Wife is said to be the origin of the tentacle genre. So all these guys unofficially have some relation to octopi because something in their bloodline caused evolutions for the plethora of slimy appendages they have. But they aren't the only ones whose reputation got ruined unofficially, like how Vaporeon was put through the 4chan Goonification machine and its remnants causing a domino effect of other Pokemon's analysis for being considered compatible with humans. If we move closer to Nintendo and Game Freak, Typhlosion's leaked story makes him stand out a little too much, and as a matter of fact, all 4 of these Pokemon got that dog in them. And moving away from the P. Diddler gang, we've got the worst of them all. Look at these cute little dudes and dudettes. I just wanna... That felt nice. They are the worst of them all because they remind us that Pokemon are just normal animals who've been anthropomorphized into having certain traits. A little bit of projection here and some interpretive pareidolia there, and boom, anything can be goonified. The mind is good at seeing things that aren't there. Although I can think of one Pokemon I've mentioned who's too much of an outlier. Lopunny confuses me, so I've done my research and might have an answer for if she's hot or not in this video.